Hello everyone and welcome back to module 1 of jQuery. So in this session 1.1 we will be learning about jQuery introduction. So let's begin. First we'll see what is jQuery, why we are learning jQuery and some example of it. So let's begin. Now, what you should already know before jumping to the jQuery. Before you start studying jQuery, you should have a basic knowledge about HTML. What do you mean by CSS and JavaScript? So, if you do not have base of this HTML, JavaScript and CSS, so it will be a difficult task to understand what does actually jQuery does. Now, as all know, HTML is a base or a core for building a code. So it is very important to learn about HTML. CSS provide you styling of the particular web pages, and JavaScript make a script or functionality easy in these multiple kind of senses. So these are three basic things which is very important when you start learning the jQuery. Now let's come to what is jQuery. jQuery is lightweight, fast, cross-platform and rich in features in JavaScript library. That means JavaScript, we have studied JavaScript. So jQuery is also the library of a JavaScript only. It is just a different version of the JavaScript, we can say, or we can also say that it is much more easier to use. The purpose of jQuery is to make JavaScript more easier to use on your own website. So basically the use of jQuery is to avoid multiple lines which we write, okay, inside one part of a code with the help of JavaScript to minimize that particular time or to minimize that particular code line inside a jQuery part. JavaScript or jQuery takes a lot of common tasks that requires many lines of JavaScript code to accomplish and wrap them into a method that you can call with a single line of code. So basically, in JavaScript, we write multiple lines to create one single kind of function in which we can use that particular function for just a single event. So we have to write multiple times to create a function. Again, we have to write one more line to trigger that particular function, and then that the function will work. But with the help of jQuery, this all particular task is reduced. The many lines which we write for the JavaScript code, that is reduced and it is converted to the method, and it can be called directly with the help of just one particular line. After that, the jQuery library contains the following features such as HTML, CSS, manipulation. Now HTML, in HTML DOM language also we have studied. So DOM language, CSS manipulation language, HTML event methods, that event which we have studied, that is on click event. Then effects and animation which we have studied about into a CSS part. Ajax and utility. Now Ajax and utility we have not studied it, but it is a feature of jQuery library. So it all contains HTML code which we do, and we write a multiple lines to display one particular paragraph or one particular type of section inside a web page. So that is all made easier with the help of jQuery library. Why jQuery? Now, why we should use jQuery or why we should choose jQuery upon the JavaScript? So let's see. There are a lot of other JavaScript library out there, but jQuery is probably the most popular and also the most extendable language. Now, when we talk about libraries, it contains multiple files, multiple data inside the particular file to make the code easier. Basically, our motive is to make our code easy, to make our code minimum, and to make the processing faster inside the web pages or on your web pages. So there are multiple libraries available regarding JavaScript libraries or any other libraries which contains all these informations or all these features like HTML, CSS, HTML events, effects, and animations. But the jQuery library is the most popular and most extendable library which we use today. Many of the biggest companies on the web uses jQuery such as Google, Microsoft, IBM, Netflix, and other big companies use jQuery for their web pages or for their website which they host online. So you can imagine that these multinational companies such as Google, IBM, Netflix, and Microsoft uses this jQuery language. So 110% this particular jQuery library will be most popular and most effective features will be containing into this particular jQuery library. Then let's move to the example. Now, for example, I want to hide a paragraph from a particular window. So this is the paragraph, for example, jQuery hide example. This is a tutorial published on the beginner book or whatever the content you want to do. Now, I want a program saying that as soon as I click this button, my paragraph should be hidden. So, when we talk about the JavaScript code, first we had to declare particular button. Then we had to declare a variable, giving that name of variable. Then we will have to take a function, creating a function name, giving to that function parenthesis, and we have to write a multiple code, a print code, if statement, else statement, and then the trigger statement will be put inside the button, and then the program will work. So this is very long procedure which we take just to hide a single paragraph. But here, with the help of jQuery, directly we can write a $document.ready function. That means the document. This is the syntax. We will come to the syntax in next particular section, how to declare a syntax or how we will know when to keep what syntax and all this particular part we will be covering into the next session. For now, just understand it. In JavaScript, we had to write many lines, but here with the help of just 3 lines, that is document.ready function. I've given a function, then button. On clicking that button, provide this function whichever is there, and what this function does is paragraph is there and hide function is there. So it is very simple. In just few seconds, the program got over. That is, it have taken one function, given function that is $p, that is whatever paragraph. Here we can also mention an ID if a paragraph has an ID. So we can just mention that dot hide. That means I have given that dot hide even inside a parenthesis. So simply this particular paragraph will get hidden. So we will see this practical example into a next session when we will study how to declare particular jQuery statements and how the syntax works. For this session, it was just an introductory session for the jQuery. I hope you have understood. And if you have not studied the HTML, CSS and JavaScript language, please do study that language before you starting with jQuery. Thank you.